Control what you can control. This has been the mantra I kept with me for a long period of time. And the day this got stamped in my brain was in 2017, when I was racing in Hungary, Budapest, with Genser. That was my team that year in GP3. And I was going through a couple of races where I having some issues and I was not getting the best results. I had the first race weekend in Barcelona, which had a double podium, put me, I think, P2 in the championship, almost the same points as the driver in P1. So after that, I was almost late in the GP3 championship. But then I had a couple of races where I was not able to be at the same pace as the top teams, you know. In that race weekend in Hungary, I was like, we need to find something. I was like quite upset because I felt like I had same potential like as the drivers I was racing against. I was racing that season against the top drivers like Russell. George was like the main competitor, the main rival, and he ended up actually winning up the championship in that season. But I remember that in the first race in Barcelona, I finished ahead of him in both the races. So I was like, okay, there's something we can fight for this till the end of the season. But then we had a couple of races where we didn't really have the performance. So I was like, we need to improve a little bit. And again, the performance wasn't too great. But I was lucky that weekend, the team brought a coach. And I was very grateful for that. They brought one of the best coach I think I've ever seen in my entire career. And he was a mental coach, basically. Nothing related to driving coach, like mental. And he came up to me and he could see that we had some conversation, we had a discussion. I was like, the problem is you think that too many things that are beyond your control, whether the car is going to be fast or not, whether your engine is up to pace, whether you're going to have a crash or not in the first corner, where somebody's going to be running over you. You have so many thoughts that are beyond your control. And those are draining you. They're taking away energy from you. What you should do instead is to think of things that are within your control. So that's when he said to me, control what you can control. An eye-opener for me. You have to be responsible. You have to think about this, that. I was thinking at so many things and I believed I was involved with many things for the performance, tuning, the setup. So I was like thinking and all the things that if the kart wasn't good, it was also my fault. I was like, so it must be something wrong with me. With this kind of mentality all the time in karting, I was like, oh, we need to do this with the setup. Oh, we need to do that. We need to do that. So I was like, to be honest, that helped me. We got really good results in karting. We won so many races, so many championships. So in cars, you almost have to abandon yourself to your team and hopefully that your team engineers are good enough to provide the best car. You can be 10 out of 10 driver, but if the car is a 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10, you cannot get bad results on someone who is a 9.5 out of 10 in terms of driver, but has a 10 out of 10 car, It's a bit of a shame. I mean, I only finished 4th in the feature race, in the main one, but I had a not so good quali. Again, the pace wasn't that great. I think I finished like 9th in quali or 8th. I was very disappointed. I found back the confidence and I was like, okay, let's give it everything, just think about the race and corner by corner, lap by lap. And I was able to charge through the field, overtaking all the drivers until I finished P4. For a track like Hungary, it was so hard to overtake 5 drivers. It's so hard to even get close within 5 tenths to be able to make an overtake, because if you are 8 tenths off, even if it's DRS, you're not going to make an overtake. You have to be like 4 or 5 tenths. But it's such a aerodynamic, effective track that it's so hard to get close enough. That race was really good in terms of driving performance from my side. I was pleased with that. So the point being of that was, even nowadays when I drive and when I see the drivers and I coach the drivers and I'm like, guys, you have to focus on the things you can control. There's a few things that are within your area of control. Don't be like, oh no, it's nothing on me. It's all on the cars. It's all on the mechanic. It's all on the team. If the car is not good, then it's nothing wrong with no, because in karting, you have a lot of responsibility on the performance. So if you feel like the kart is doing X, is understeering, and you're not telling the mechanic, you're saying, oh no, everything's great. And then you go into quali and it's still understeering and you have a bad quali. Oh no, the car was shit, it was so understeering, it's unprofessional and you deserve to not have a perfect car because it was your fault. You didn't notice it early on. You need to have the awareness to notice it. And it's not your team that has to notice it. You have to notice it. The team can read the data. They can see the longitudinal force, the lateral force. They can see the RPM, exhaust temperature, lines, etc. They can guess something, but they cannot be inside of the car. It's not like F1 where you have all the steering sensor and everything. Yeah, we do have some sensor, throttle, brake, but it's not exactly the same. And even though it's such a dirty channel, like you can't really see exactly the behavior in terms of balance. In karting, you have so much control, you have so much influence on the performance, for example, on the kart, on the engine side. Listen, I have no bottom, mate. We need to fix the bottom. Let's work on the bottom. gearing, to engine tuning setup, or maybe just the carburation. Is it better now? Not enough. I need more front. Okay. Is it better? Yes, but probably now I need less rear. Okay. We work like that, and then the car is good enough. So you deserve to have a great car because you've done the job. You have worked hard at home. You did a lot of training with the fitness. Focus on all the things that are within your control. If somebody smashes you off, it's not your fault, and you shouldn't think about that. Think already at the next race. Those kind of things, they will piss you off in the moment, but you need to let them slide off your shoulders and be like, okay, it's nothing I could have done. This guy lost the brakes. He just forgot to brake. His brain switched off for a second. I can't do anything about it. It's racing. This can be a tool for you. This can be an extra thing. It works for me. And for many years after that, it's been now 8 years since that first time I heard that. Just focusing on things that are within your control and not think outside of your control. And this is going to give you more headspace, like a better headspace. They're going to clear out all the bad things, all the things that are useless, not necessary to be inside your head even. You'll have time to focus more and more energy available to focus more on the things that are within your control.
If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you check this other recommended video below or watch the whole Driving Hacks playlist.